Welcome everyone to the very first vlog from the JunkMan's garage. I'm the JunkMan, and this video series I'm going to try out, start maybe vlogging a little bit, mostly to answer a lot of questions that I get across the internet here a little bit, either on my YouTube channel or my website or in email and such. Most of these are tech questions I get, but I do get other types of questions as well. So that's one thing. You can leave a comment right below in this video of questions you'd like me to cover, you know, opinions and things. That's what this video series will be kind of about, is just kind of my opinion on general things in the motorcycling world and maybe anything else I'm interested in, not just about motorcycles, because I have other hobbies outside of motorcycles. Obviously, you can see behind me here, and I might get into a little more about who I am exactly, if you don't know who I am. I got tons of videos on my YouTube channel where you may be watching this, if you're watching this on YouTube or my website or through Facebook, whatever. Give me a like, subscribe, share this video, and hopefully we can keep it going. I don't know what my upload schedule would be on this, but I'd like to try to make it a weekly thing if at all possible, but that's not always possible. But with your likes and supports and views, I will try to do this more often. So first things first, I'm gonna get into a couple questions here. I got 3 of them. Didn't know how long I wanted to make this video, so we'll just start off and see how this goes. And here's a recent question that I've got. It says, have a question for you since you work on bikes a lot. I am wanting a dual sport bike and will probably put SM or SuperMoto wheels and tires on it at some point. I have a video where I did a little conversion for a friend of mine, which I hope to actually get onto this vlog here. So if you're watching out there, let's work that out. Anyway, back to the question at hand. I like the KTM 350 EXCF, but I don't like the price, and I keep seeing things that say they may not hold up well and needs a lot of maintenance also. I like the Yamaha WR250R also, and there is the Suzuki DRZ 400 SM. The DRZ is not fuel injected and have not read on the quality of the Yamaha either. Would be on the road mostly, but not long rides and not any interstate highways either, mostly just for fun. What do you think of these bikes? Really, if it's not long rides and everything, any of them would be fine, with some caveats. That KTM 350, it's a nice bike. I mean, I haven't ridden one personally, but read a lot about them. I like the idea around it. KTM always has all these little niche bikes, and that's kind of good and kind of bad. It's good because they're making the bikes people want, but then again, they try things and then they kind of abandon ideas. The 350 is, I kind of put in that realm that it could be some model that they might abandon, but I don't know. The EXC is a really good bike off-road from what I've read, so putting it in SuperMoto trim, probably a decent idea. Now you bring up they require a lot of maintenance and stuff, and all the high-performance 4-strokes require generally a lot of maintenance because they're designed. Generally, those engines came from bikes designed around 30-minute motos and maintenance designed around that. So when you start getting them outside of that, obviously you gotta watch things. WR250R, of course, that engine is based around the YZ version. It's a little detuned, a little different cam profiles and things of that nature to make it more off-road pleasant. I think it's a really good bike. It's lightweight. I know some people have them and they'd recommend them. I think it'd be fine for the SuperMoto duties as well. Reliability, I'm going to kind of put it along the sides of the KTM. It's going to be reliable enough as long as you take care of it, and that's with anything. The DRZ 400 SM, obviously the DRZ 400, instant legend the day it came out, in 2000, I believe, or maybe 99, 2000, I know for sure, yeah. Anyway, they just put SuperMoto wheels on there. That engine's proven. Great engine. There's some little things you can tweak about them. Tons of aftermarket. If you want a no-nonsense bike, get that one. Get that one. I mean, just because I can almost guarantee you'll like it and have very little problems with it. Maintenance around it, I mean, obviously it needs a lot more maintenance, but the motor is a little bit more detuned, not as high of performance as those other two bikes, but that also translates in a little more longevity too. So you got compromises on each side. You want full-on performance with reduced longevity, and notice I said longevity, not reliability, longevity, or do you want longevity and a little less performance? That's kind of what you're choosing. So any of them would be good, but if I had to choose one, it'd be the DRZ, just out of simplicity's sake. And they're all, I mean, even in SuperMoto trim, they're all over the place, and they hold their value really well. And I know a lot of guys that have them, and they like them, and I've ridden them myself. So that's my opinion there. Next one here. I have a small 50cc four-wheeler that I got running after a long time. It runs but wide open, and I have to choke it to stop it. What would be the problem, and how could I fix it? All right. Well, if it's been sitting a long time, the whole fuel system, I mean, you've gotten it running, but you need to really go through it. There's, I don't care what fuel you run, ethanol, non-ethanol, it sits long enough, it turns into varnish, and then that stuff gets caked on the inside of the tank, and then it slowly flakes off and then gets into your fuel line. And even if you're running a fuel filter, it can get past the fuel filter if the particles are small enough and gets into your carburetor. And on these little four-wheelers, little engines, they have small, tiny carburetors, which also means they have tiny little orifices that all that little dirt and debris can get in there. So even though it may run, you still may have some debris, maybe even sediment that's in the carburetor bowl if you've not had that apart. So it really needs, and I have videos for this too, so check out my channel, shows y'all how to do that. So I'm not going to really go into a great detail in this vlog about it, but that's what you need to do. And I have to choke it to stop it. I don't know if that means that you don't have a kill switch hooked up, which is pretty simple to do, but it's possibly that you're running way too lean because you got little particles of dirt in the jets. And so it's running, but not real great, and choking it over-richens the fuel. Well, actually what choking does is shuts off the air, which then makes your fuel mixture rich, which then floods the engine and kills it. Also, on the other side of the fence from a choke is an enrichment, or starter sometimes it's called, and it basically, instead of shutting off the air, it just adds more fuel to the mixture. So if it's running better when you hit the choke, whatever you have, choke and enrichment, they do the same thing just in different ways. That probably means you have a lot of dirt and debris in your fuel system. So that's probably what you need to do there. Next question. 2005 Kawasaki 750 Vulcan, not starting or start sometimes for a second and stalls out. Carb work done by a shitty, I like how they spelled that, shop, not going back. Where can I get a repair manual and any suggestions on carb adjust? I mean, I'm reading these exactly how they're typed to me, so yeah, the grammar's kind of bad on this one, but that's okay. I understand what he's trying to ask here. Again, kind of like the little four-wheeler question here, probably got debris in the fuel system, either old fuel, stale fuel that's sat and varnished and gummed up parts of the fuel system, or just, you know, you can get dirty fuel right out of the pump or jug, or, you know, or when it's open, dirt and dust can get in there. Do that enough. That's more than likely what it is you have probably it's the pilot jet specifically that is plugged, partially plugged, something along that line. But if that one's partially plugged, there's other passages in the carburetor that are probably plugged up as well. So same deal. You're going to need to take the carburetor apart. Well, you also asked about a repair manual, and I like that because you need to get a repair manual. All over the internet, eBay, repairmanuals.com, I think, but the dealer, I mean, dealer would be my last choice just because it's going to be the most expensive there. Just do a search, and the Climbers brand is just fine for stuff like this. It has all the same information there. Sometimes they can have typos in there, but generally they're pretty reliable, so don't shy away from them just because they said that. That's where you can get a repair manual, and that'll show you exploded diagrams and how to how to diagnose a lot of these problems that I do in my videos, but that's what I do. About 30 bucks, and 30 bucks well spent, because as you said in your question here, you know, you didn't like what the shop did, and you probably spent more than 30 bucks in there. And like I said, that manual would have already paid for itself, and you can do it. And most of the stuff you can do yourself if you're confident enough to dive into it. And on that, that's what I'd like to say is, if you have a basic set of hand tools, you can do a lot of little things yourself. I mean, obviously study up with that repair manual and find out what you need, but working on your own stuff it's not rocket science. And I mean, at one time I didn't know anything. I had to learn it myself, and it doesn't matter, young or old. It's never too late to learn how to work on your own stuff, save a little money. I mean, there's times where it makes sense to take it to the shop for different things, where some really extremely special tools are involved. But like stuff like this that I've gone over here, don't necessarily need to get it in the shop. But all right, I'm going to conclude that video. Let's make it kind of short here. But that's kind of what these videos are going to be. I'm going to probably print off a few questions from viewers that I've gotten and answer them, you know, live in person here rather than just typing it out. But you can always submit your questions on my website on the appropriate video page. Like I said, if it's carburetor related, I got video pages on that. And come through the comments, because somebody's maybe answered the same question you have, and I've already responded to it. But no matter, leave a comment in this video of things you'd like to see me do on here, and things I'd like to cover. You'd like to see me to cover. I might do kind of race recaps, because I'm a Supercross fan, motocross fan. I mean, Supercross is a couple months out yet. You know, it doesn't start till January. But you know, and if there's any controversies there, you know, I might cover them. So like this video, subscribe, share it, and tell more people about it, because that's how you'll get me to do more of these, is just the more views, more comments I can get, the more we can grow. And I hope to have maybe some guests on here and such. That probably won't be for a while, but if I can get some other people in here to talk about the stuff they know most about, because I don't know everything. I'm not an expert here. I just like to work on bikes, work on my own stuff, and hopefully help you guys out there in YouTube land. So this is the Junkman for the Junkman's Garage. Thanks for watching.